The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, it's me, the Macho Savage. You're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the Macho.
Wrestling fans throughout radio land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the you Gannon Giants, come on. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver. Cut, roast, beef. This is Screwdriver Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash with the Trash 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the animal. One half of the world damn is taking the road warriors. We just do. If you know what's good for you, you'll listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I got to say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you going to do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. When the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star, way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
check. There, I'll bet you they have sound now. Okay. Check. There we go. Now you probably have sound. None on PC, none on laptop. Hopefully you have sound now. So, yeah, I see what I did. Darn complex stuff. Hoping that they... You know what's weird is it says I don't have sound either. I had to sign. Oh, okay. That was Christine. She had to sign up under my account. I was wondering because I responded that I don't have sound either, and I didn't remember doing that. Well, that finally works. I was gonna come down and scream. Okay, well, I'm glad you didn't do that. Okay. Paulina Portskova, did you tell me?
I was going to say 57.
Okay, that's close. 61. Steven Seagal. Hold on. Steven Seagal, not Michael Learned.
Steven looks like he transitioned.
Yeah, he did. Now, he's a lot older than those pictures, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to say 65.
He's 74.
Wow.
Remember, he was big back when we were kids. Or,
Yeah.
Ron Perlman. Now, you may not know him on the surface, but he has played a lot of cool stuff. He's played freaking I can't. He was in Beauty and the Beast. He was in Sons of Anarchy. He was in he's had a lot of good stuff. City of the Lost Children. He won Golden Globe Awards. Nightmare on Elm Street. No, Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley is what he was in. Pacific Rim. He's been around for a while.
I'm going to say 69.
He is 76. Ricky Schroeder. What was it? Silver Spoons? Silver Spoons. He's the last one.
Ricky, he is, trying to look at the pictures here. 52.
He is 56. Good enough. All right. So you did pretty horrible at the beginning, but you've caught up at the end. So, yeah, that was a bunch of hard ones there. I wouldn't have guessed. I wouldn't have won with those. So, all right. Get rid of all those. And get rid of this. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but for some reason it would not let me connect with Facebook. And I couldn't connect with Twitch either, which was really weird. Because I think the past 3 weeks we connected with Twitch, but I couldn't find the stream. So I couldn't even use it. It's like useless if I can't see the stream. Okay. Did you get your taxes done?
No. Filed an extension.
Yeah, me too. Kind of sucks. I've never had to do an extension before, but our accountant didn't get our paperwork back or didn't generate. I don't even know. We got this accountant in New Jersey, and I don't think she got us what we needed because I was looking for a profit and loss statement, and I didn't get that yet. So, kind of interesting. All right, let's see here. Then, let's get down here to... okay. Michael J. Fox confirms he's alive after CNN releases a post-death package, remembering an actor as in major error. That must be pretty weird though when you're alive and they say that you're dead. Yeah, Michael J. Fox is alive and well, a representative for Back to the Future actor confirmed after mistakenly released CNN project was posted online in error on Wednesday, April 8th. The Hollywood...
Well, they must be expecting it because they get a package on them. They
Yeah.
had one in the can.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but...
That must make them feel good that they had one in the can already.
Yeah, the thing is, if you read he should not read the comments, because the one comment is, I thought he had been dead years ago. That's not good. He actually made an appearance recently, well, over the past, I don't know, year or so, about that he was, I don't know what he was doing, what the appearance was, but it was interesting because he was making an appearance as him as you know, the whatever he has,
Parkinson's?
With Parkinson's, yeah, that's what it is. So that was interesting. So I always liked him. I always thought he was cool. And you know, you figure he's had Parkinson's forever. And it's good he made money while he was young, because he wouldn't have been able to, you know, make it later on in life as easily as he's made it before. Let's see here. I'm trying to close some of these windows. Got a bunch of windows open I don't need. All right, there we go. All right. Apple Pay scam almost cost her $15,000. I know what that's about. There we go. A woman almost lost $15,000 after, shoot, here it is. There it is. Let's see here. You see a charge you don't recognize. It looks like it came from a trusted brand. Your instinct kicks in. You want to fix it immediately and move on, and that's exactly what happened to Dorothy. After a simple text, she found herself on the phone with someone who sounded official, confident, and completely convincing. Here's how she described it. I received a text from Apple Pay, which I don't use. It's at Apple Store in Georgia, wants to charge me $144. I have a question. If I have questions, I should call. Duh, I called and was speaking with a scammer. You know, this thing, it's really amazing that how sophisticated these things get, how sophisticated these scams get. And it scares me also because, you know, obviously I got scammed twice last year. And it comes to find out on mine, an interesting thing showed up in my email. I got invited to be part of a class action suit against Comcast, and because they leaked out all these records in 2022 or something. So now, where I wasn't going to sue them, I think I'm going to have to sue them now. I don't want to sue them in a class action suit because I won't get any money. If I'm going to sue them, I want to sue them for money. Because if they knew about all this all along, why didn't they tell me when I talked to them? They made it sound like it was my fault that I got scammed. And it isn't. They stole the records. Comcast messed up and didn't have their act together, and they got scammed themselves out of all those records, and that meant that what is going on with your camera?
I had to plug my computer in, and my plug fell down the back of my.
Oh, it's funny because I'm looking at the YouTube, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
But anyway,
I did it about 2 minutes ago, but I plugged in my computer.
That's funny. Anyway, so they knew that they were compromised, and that meant that my stuff was compromised. So in that sense, they were like, no wonder I was getting my stupid phone stolen and everything because they got all my information. And that wasn't anything I had anything to do with. I don't know. I just think it's really convenient that came out now. And it makes me want to go after them because they were the ones that, you know, the guy, when I talked to their people, they were making it sound like, well, maybe you compromised your stuff. And it's like, I never compromised my stuff. In fact, nobody even knows my real name. So how could I compromise my own stuff? So it really makes me realize that I didn't do this or I didn't have anything to do with it. So I'm going to have to check in with a lawyer and see what my opportunities are here. I mean, I'm not a sue happy person, but that caused me a lot of problems. And if it weren't for the FDIC, I would have been screwed. You know, I got back most everything, but the fact that they were that wrong, you should sue their pants off. I don't want to see them without pants on. I want them to keep their pants on. I just want their money. So, I think I'm going to have to investigate finding a lawyer to take this case on and going after them. Because they knew what was going on. They could have told me. They could have told me to watch out because, there was a compromise. And that would have eliminated a lot of the hassle that I had. Because I could have fixed this problem before it became a problem. Anyway, so I'm going to... Anyway, the same situation... the same situation, not really. I mean, I received a text from Apple Pay, which I don't even use. I get those emails all day long. I get them from Apple. I get them, Apple, the fake Apple, and I get them from McAfee, from Norton. They aren't real Norton emails. They aren't real McAfee emails, and I get them. Saying that my account's been charged for an iPhone, and I know that it hasn't been. I know all about those things, and those things I can deal with those as they come in. But the whole thing about me getting scammed this time, or those times, was it really took out my way of communicating with anybody. Because who has house phones nowadays? I don't have a house phone. Fortunately, I have an Amazon phone, which is linked to my cell phone, so I can call people even if I don't have my cell phone because of that. But it really frustrates me when they made it sound like it was my fault that I got scammed, and it wasn't. It was their fault. So I really think I'm going to have to look at going after them. On the other hand, WrestleMania is this weekend, and
yes, my grandson is very excited.
Well, one of the things that Comcast did was they gave me the unlimited ESPN package because of me being with them for 40 years. 40 years. I've been with them for 40 years. That's crazy. Anyway, they gave me the free unlimited ESPN package, which means I could watch WrestleMania without paying, which will be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, then what else we got here? Okay, so that's that. And so OnlyFans model claims. Oh. Okay. PA teens charged with bringing bombs to New York City protest. Plan to kill up to 60 people. What is wrong with people? That's I don't get that. If you're against something or you're for something or whatever, why bring bombs into this whole thing? Why do you kill people? That's 2 men were charged with bringing homemade bombs to a protest outside the home of New York City's mayor, were recorded describing their plan to kill as many as 60 people in a bid to start terror, according to the indictment released Tuesday. Their conversations were preserved on dashcam audio and video, recovered from the vehicle they drove from Pennsylvania to Manhattan on March 7th, where the prosecutors say 2 explosive devices were thrown. Neither exploded. Both men were detained quickly. Well, that's good. I'm glad they didn't explode, because that would have been a whole level of terrorism that they probably wouldn't have wanted to be in. Also recovered a notebook inside the car outlining an alternative plan for a vehicle attack on locations that included festivals, parades, and celebrations. Prosecutors have accused Kayumi and Ballet of lighting the homemade devices, which contained explosive TATP and shrapnel, during an anti-Islam demonstration hosted by Jake Lang, a far-right activist and critic of New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani, the first Muslim to hold the office. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I didn't know the details, but I know about it.
Wow, that's some pretty heavy stuff.
He's giving me more details than I knew.
That's pretty heavy stuff. I kind of remember I think I remember the news about them having these bombs. I didn't realize they actually threw one or two, and they didn't go off. Man, they're lucky they didn't go off, because they would have been in serious trouble. I mean, they're in serious
attempted murder.
Yeah,
murder.
They're already in serious trouble, but they would be in more serious trouble. In the latest court filing, prosecutors said Balate was recorded telling Kayumi that he had calculated devices were going to kill 8 to 16 people, or as many as 60 if the area was crowded. And according to the indictment, Balate warned Kayumi to throw the device as quick as possible, and he then went over the plan. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to take it out as fast and controlled as possible. And he said he was going to start attacking police, adding that he could throw an explosive device in a cafe if the initial plan did not work, the indictment said. It was not clear whether from the indictment whether the men were aware they were being recorded from the vehicle's dashboard camera. Both men were held without bail on charges that include attempting to provide material support to foreign terrorist organization and using a weapon of mass destruction. They were not required to enter a plea. Well, they're kind of screwed, because if they got caught on recordings saying this stuff, there's very little chance that they're going to get too much sympathy. So,
they're going to get what they deserve.
Yeah, it's a shame that people are out there that, are looking for that kind of thing. They're looking to start trouble. You may or may not agree with somebody, but there's no reason to kill people over it. I don't know. But I guess this was the ISIS-inspired attack that they were that we were told about. I think this, that would have to be the one. I remember there was
I think it is the one.
Yeah. So it's sad, but it's actually good that they were incompetent and didn't realize that it wasn't going to work. So, oh, by the way, the picture of the day is this. This is the app that I've created to book my band. Shows picture of the band, sample tracks, contact information, a QR code. There's our Facebook page, and there's a video of us. And it's kind of cool because this band is starting to get some jobs, and I figured we got these banners that are, I think they're 8 by 4. 8 feet by 4 feet. And they're actually pretty nice looking. And they're actually, this without the people is one of the banners. Then I have it with the people. If we're going to play somewhere, we should probably go there, put one up with the people, and put our QR code on that, and then they could just take a snapshot of it, and they can get our information. And when we're playing, we hang it up without the people. So it's kind of neat. All right, next thing. The Ketamine Queen, who admitted to selling Matthew Perry the ketamine that killed him, is sentenced to 15 years in prison. She's the third of 5 people to be sentenced after pleading guilty in connection with Matthew Perry's 2023 overdose. Who would have thought that he would have...
15 overdose.
What's that?
Do you think she got enough time? 'Cause she'll be out in 7.5 years.
I think that she did, yeah. I mean, because if I don't agree to selling ketamine, but I think that's enough time. Because she injected, he would have it from somebody.
No, the doctor injected him.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Wow.
I believe the doctor who 115.
I don't know.
My memory could be wrong, but that's what I think happened.
Yeah, I don't know. See. If you want to take that stuff, you're going to find a way to get that stuff, and whether it be from her or from someone else, I don't know. I think it's a shame, but he was a drug addict, and he was going to find it somewhere. When you have money, you can find things you need or want. So I don't know. I feel bad for everyone in that situation because there's no winners in that situation.
Yeah.
And even the people that thought they won ended up losing. I don't know. I have a hard time with that because, he was apparently a drug addict as it was. And no matter what anybody did, he was still going to be a drug addict. So, Pittsburgh Pirates signed a 19-year-old shortstop Connor Griffin to a 9-year deal. $140 million contract less than 1 week after his MLB debut, marking his largest ever deal for a baseball rookie. Are you a baseball fan?
Yes, I am. That's a lot of money for a young man.
Yeah, and he's doing good. He must be good at what he does.
He had a great minor league record.
I'll tell you what.
He's he's a legitimate prospect.
Wow. $140 million. He doesn't have to work for the rest of his life. Well, I mean, he will for the next couple of weeks or for the next couple of years, but I mean, wow, that's amazing.
He is the top prospect in baseball, or was, because he's no longer. He's in the major leagues now.
Right.
He was the top prospect.
Wow.
That is the trend now. Sign him early. You get him cheaper.
Yeah. Wow. You mean people get a lot more money than that?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yes. We have one Japanese player that's making over $700 million.
What? Holy cow.
Yes.
Wow. Man, I remember when $500,000 was a lot of money.
The Phillies have 2 players that are $300 million and 2 players that are a couple pitchers that are up there too.
Wow.
So
I'm in the wrong business.
Well, baseball is a very lucrative sport.
Yeah.
Most owners can afford it. The Pirates can't, but most teams can.
That's crazy. $140 million. And that's low? That's crazy. Jeez. Well.
he'll regret, if he's as good as advertised, he'll regret signing the contract.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. Wow. Let's see here. Saturday Night Live reveals that Olivia Rodrigo, Matt Damon, and Will Ferrell will be the hosts for the final episodes of the 51st season, which concludes May 16th. I could see that as I don't know who Olivia Rodrigo is, but Matt Damon and Will Ferrell would be pretty good. I think I'd like that. I'll probably watch those. And let's see here. Okay, how much do you think it costs to raise a child in the U.S.?
You
raised two of them, so.
Yes, I raised two, and they were, well, the one didn't go to college, but this isn't college. This is up to 18, I believe. Over $300,000.
Yes.
And Hawaii leads with $412,661.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Most expensive place. Yeah, I had that in one.
Ah, okay. That was in your dossier.
It was in my dossier.
If that is the right word.
That's a lot of money. It makes me think how much money I would have had if I'd have sold those kids when they were young.
That's right. See, I didn't have any kids. I only had dogs.
They were 2 kids. I could have gotten a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's it. Well, next time you'll have to think of that. If you have any more kids.
If there's the next time, my wife's going to be pretty upset with me. So.
Yeah, I would imagine she would be. All right. All right, so the Nobel Prize winning breakthrough turns air into drinking water. That sounds like a pretty good proposition.
Yes.
Can't get enough of drinking water. Turns air into. I wonder how that. I wonder what it would cost for that device to do that. Probably a lot. But it's still neat because there's places that don't have drinking water, don't have clean drinking water. It'd be cool to be able to do that.
Well, in the Middle East, they use desalinization plants. Taking air would be better. Probably cheaper.
It says the system can produce up to 1,000 liters a day. So that sounds pretty good. So that's I don't know if it's this machine here. I guess there we go. I don't know if it's that machine there that does it, but it's pretty cool.
That's going to solve a lot of problems.
Yes, it is. There's a big. Okay, so what's your thoughts on Bob Barker?
Who is he?
Bob Barker, The Price is Right.
Ah, yes. What's going on with Bob?
Well, he's dead. But that's not what I'm talking about. Price is Right models battle against Bob Barker in getting movie treatment. So Bob Barker, on the surface, looked to be a really cool guy, and I even had a friend that was on that show, and he found that Bob Barker was a pretty good guy, but that's not what the girls say. He was kind of a, for lack of a better word, a pig. He treated them pretty bad, and so he was a womanizer for one, and he really, if he would have, let's put it this way, the difference between him and the guy that's in jail, Weinstein. Yeah, there's not much. There's not much difference. And yet it was kept quiet, which I found really interesting. That all these years, everybody was afraid of him because he was really powerful. Apparently, I didn't know he was powerful, but he apparently was powerful, and there were all kinds of people that were afraid of him. So, and he was racist too.
Racism.
He was,
yeah.
you weren't allowed to have more than 2 black people on at a time. I mean, it was really bad, and the behind the scenes stuff. I mean, there was a show I watched on, I think it was Vice, and it was on The Price is Right, and there was a 2-part episodes of it, and how these girls were treated, and then they were fired because they didn't conform to his needs or wants. And I mean, he just was really, it showed a different side of him, and it was really sad because I always thought he was a nice person, and then I read this stuff and I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's not as nice as we thought. So I kind of felt sad about that because I always want to think that there are good people out there, and he's not one of them. So anyway, all right, that's the next thing. Then, let's see here. Barbara Eden. Do you remember her?
Oh, yeah.
She was I Dream of Jeannie. How old do you think she is?
She's got to be in her 80s.
She's got to be 94.
94.
94. That woman is 94. That's okay. Let's see what she looks like. 94. Here we go. I can't. That looks too good. Oh, that's probably her there. But still, I don't know. She probably, if that's her, that's not bad.
Not bad for 94.
Yeah, man. I can't believe how she, it's funny because we haven't seen her in a long, long time. I mean, that's a picture of her. She looks good. She keeps up with an avid exercise routine in her free time. I used to work out all the time. I used to do spinning classes and then do weights with a trainer. When COVID hit, that ended my heavy workouts. Now I have a stationary bike and I lift 5 pounds. I use very light weights, but they're good for your bones. She walks briskly. That's good for your ankles and your knees. And she doesn't look too bad. Yeah. She looks good. So I thought that was neat. I haven't heard that name in ages, and I saw it all. I saw it all of a sudden. I thought, oh, okay, maybe she's pretty good there. So that was good. And we got, what is this? Oh, okay. Do you remember Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Okay. The child in Who's the Boss is 50 now. And he does delivery driving. The hustle's real for the former Who's the Boss star Danny Pintaro, who played the adorable Jonathan from the 80s sitcom. Pintaro, 50, rose to fame as a child on the hit series, which followed Tony Danza, a former baseball star who moves to Brooklyn to suburban Connecticut to work as a housekeeper for a wealthy advertising executive. Present day, Pintaro is opening up about how making a living as an actor isn't exactly as easy as it looks. In a new Instagram photo, the actor shared a selfie showing himself delivering packages as a side hustle. In the caption, he opened up about how he's doing what it takes to make ends meet. That's kind of sad. I mean, the guy had, there he is. The guy had, a Hollywood lifestyle, and, he's now delivering things. I mean, a lot of people, though, want to leave the industry when they come out, doing that as a child. So that's probably him. So, pretty weird. But
he might have spent all his money poorly.
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe. You got to figure though, if he made over $1.5 million, I mean, he could live rather nicely. He wouldn't have to deliver boxes.
Yeah, or maybe he got tired of the industry and wanted to do something else. It does say, though,
to make ends meet.
Yeah, it does say to make ends meet, so I guess he's still acting. Yeah, kind of weird. What are the chances of the Who's the Boss reboot? Rumors are going around. I guess we'll never know. Yeah. Anyway, that's where he is now. Legendary rocker got married for the 5th time. You would have thought he would have learned his lesson 4 times ago.
Or got it right.
Yeah, something like that. It's Mick Fleetwood. He's got married for the 5th time. And it says as the beat goes on, Mick Fleetwood, who has gotten married for the 5th time. It's not secondhand news either. The famed drummer posted photos of him and his wife Elizabeth Jordan on Instagram. So it's kind of cool. Oh, we don't even get to see her? I think she's 20 years younger than him. But that's probably...
Now, why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah. They've been dating for 6 years. I think I remember that I might be wrong, but I think I remember reading that she was 20 years younger than him or something like that. So, it's kind of cool.
Well, I hope they make it.
Yeah. I agree. You know, Mick Fleetwood, you figure, okay, so Lindsey Buckingham and stop dragging my heart around that girl. What's her name? Anyway, those two are touring together. And Christine McVie died, so the only one left is him. So, kind of weird. Let's see. Oh, here you go. Here's her side hustle. You ready for a side hustle?
Yeah.
Here's where you can start making money. Vietnamese man pleads guilty for possessing protected python parts in Malaysia. Malaysia Wildlife Department, a Vietnamese man pleaded guilty in a Malaysian court on Friday to possessing protected wildlife parts without a license. You can't make this stuff up. His lawyer said Hung Van Tai, 39, was charged with possessing 1,022 gallbladders and 191 tongue parts. Oh, man. You wonder if he has those little drawers and stuff you have in your workshop that keeps the screws separate to keep the the gallbladders away from the tongues and stuff. I can't believe that's actually something. I can't believe that is actually something people want to buy. I don't know.
Must be a delicacy.
I don't know.
Or they use it for medicine.
It could be. I got this today. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, heavy snow warning for 80-mile-per-hour winds and 24 inches emerge. Travel difficult to impossible. Where do you think that is?
Wisconsin?
No. California.
California.
Like, I don't even want to think about snow. I mean, I remember when we went to college, April 1st, we had a big snow because I got stuck in it. And I thought that was crazy. In the middle of, as the middle of April approaches, it should feel warm and spring-like across America, but some of the areas of the country continue to wrestle with unseasonably cold weather and even heavy snow warnings. Heading into Sunday, the 12th, that was this past Sunday, the National Weather Service issued late winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories for heavy snowfall, strong winds, and dangerous travel conditions across a large part of the United States, including California's Sierra Nevada, as well as areas of Nevada, Oregon, Alaska, and Hawaii. And Hawaii. What in the world is going on with our storms? Somebody ought to tell our storms. Worse. Yeah, someone ought to tell our storms. This is not the right time. Oh boy. Let's see. Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Galaxy movie enjoyed a stellar second weekend in the. Wait a minute here. I gotta read the rest of it. In the theaters, soaring past the $300 million mark domestically and $600 million mark worldwide. The sequel is the first Hollywood pick of the year to accomplish either milestone. After staying on top of the domestic box office chart with $69 million, a decline of just 48%. And for an American tally of $308 million through Sunday. Overseas, it took another $84 million from the 88 markets for a total of $321 million and a global accumulation of 628. That's crazy. Who would have thought that would have done that well? I mean, I realize the first movie didn't do all that great, but this one really turned out to be good, I guess. So here's something that's interesting: pancreatic cancer drug. A new drug to treat late-stage pancreatic cancer slashes the risk of death by 60% compared to chemotherapy. Oncology company Revolution Medicines said yesterday shares are up 41% on the news. Pancreatic cancer is one of the deadliest cancers with a 5-year survival rate of 13% for more than 67,000 people diagnosed in the U.S. annually. At issue, the mutations of the group of genes known as RAS. Now, a daily pill called Daraxonrasib, or something like that, has shown promise in targeting the mutant RAS proteins, with patients surviving a median of 13.2 months compared to 6.7 months on chemotherapy. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
I mean, pancreatic cancer. I think my one of my ex-wives died of cancer, pancreatic cancer. I don't know that for sure, but I think she did. I can give this to you now if you want it, and you can.
Sure.
You can take over.
The war. Let me just do a little bit on the war.
Whew. What is it good for?
Yeah, really.
Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
You know that the U.S. has a blockade on Iranian ports and ships coming out of or into Iranian ports. The U.S. military on Tuesday reported that no merchant vessels breached the naval blockade around Iranian ports during the first 24 hours since it began on Monday, with 6 ships complying with orders to turn back.
Wow.
President Trump ordered the blockade following the collapse of the weekend peace negotiations in Pakistan, aiming to end the 6-week-long U.S.-Israel war with Iran and pushing oil prices up to $100 a barrel again.
Wow.
Yeah. So Iranian leadership is reported considering a temporary shipping pause because there's a potential of more talks. U.S. talks with Vice President Vance leading the delegation with Iran is the first time we've had face-to-face talks with Iran since 1979.
Wow.
They've been a pariah nation since 79. Trump says that Iran talks could resume over the next 2 days. The problem really comes down to the U.S. is seeking a 20-year cap on enrichment, nuclear enrichment, a 20-year moratorium. Iran proposed a 5-year moratorium. So they're 15 years apart in what they're willing to do.
That's crazy.
You only need 3% enrichment for nuclear or hospitals, for nuclear plants or hospitals. They have 9 tons of 60% weapon enrichment, and it only takes 2 weeks to a month to get to 90%, which is weapons grade.
Wow.
That's why, that is the main reason Trump went to war in Iran, is because the Israeli Mossad, their intelligence agency, and part of our intelligence agency, believed that they were just 2 weeks to a month away of producing a nuclear weapon. Now, I don't know if that's true. Nobody knows if it's true. Only Iran knows if that's true. But that's the reason we went to war. It wasn't really to free the Iranian people. It was to stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. To free the Iranian people was part of the deal, but not the main part of the deal. It was to stop Iran from getting a weapon. So to get a hold of those 90 tons and to get a hold and to cap them at 20 years is a must. Now, they may negotiate down to 10 years, but they still want the material out of Iran, and they want inspectors to go in. Under the Obama treaty with Iran, where he gave $80 billion in cash to them, they refused the inspectors then after about 6 months.
Wow.
And Obama did nothing. So you can't really trust, you cannot really trust Iran.
Right.
That's the problem.
Huh. Wow. That's crazy.
So we'll see what happens. The ceasefire ends on the 22nd. 8 days from here, 10 days would be 24. 8 days from here would be the 22nd. That's when the ceasefire ends. Pakistan is looking for a 45-day to 60-day truce ceasefire.
Okay.
To finish negotiations. So we'll see what happens. There are the third aircraft carriers heading to the region, and the second amphibious carrier is coming with a MU, which is a Marine Expeditionary Unit of 5,000 Marines. So that would put 10,000 Marines in theater. They'll be there shortly.
Wow.
Probably by the end of the week. And the third aircraft carrier will be there in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So 3 aircraft carriers plus 5,000 Marines can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can.
So, and Trump's not scared to use them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. U.S. intelligence finds Iran retains still thousands of missiles and the ability to reactivate launchers. This is from a Wall Street Journal report. They lost about half of their stockpile of missiles, but still have 1,000 medium-range missiles. We reported, or the Hague staff reported, that we got 90% of their missiles. U.S. intelligence is now saying there's 1,000 left. They had 2,000 to begin with.
Wow.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing at all. Now let's go to the Pope.
Okay.
Want to hear about the Pope?
Sure.
The Pope is, let me get to the Pope here. Let's see what he said. The Pope said military action cannot bring freedom and urged Christians to reject violence. And he posted it on X. He condemned the U.S. and Israeli war with Iran, stating that God does not bless any conflict. Okay. Here's the problem with that. In the Old Testament, God directed Israel sometimes to commit genocide on other nation groups.
Okay.
He directed Israel to go to war against other nation groups quite frequently. He blessed warfare many times. The Pope evidently doesn't read the Old Testament.
Okay.
Evidently, he's never read Ecclesiastes. It said there's a time for peace and a time for war. He quoted Isaiah 58 to back up his contention that God doesn't listen to the prayers of people who wage war. That's a total misquote and a misapplication of Isaiah 58. This is the Pope, the leader of 1.4 Catholics who can't get the Bible right. I'm embarrassed by him.
Yes, I would imagine.
I am embarrassed and furious because he can't even get Scripture right. And he is supposed to be the leader and the number one face of 1.4 billion Catholics.
That's crazy.
Right? I contend he's never read the Old Testament. Now, my Catholic friends that I told to tune in tonight will hate me for that. But I'll bet you he's never read the Old Testament.
Right.
He's probably one of these Christians who discount the Old Testament completely.
Okay.
So he's either that, or he's never read it, or he ignores it. It's only one of the three. That's it. It's got to be one of the three. He ignores it, he doesn't read it, or he doesn't understand it. It's got to be one of the three. And for the leader of 1.4 billion Catholics, that's you know, he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
He should just stay out of it.
Yes, I agree. Politics
okay.
and religion are not compatible.
No, they shouldn't be intertwined at all. Trump deletes post with image depicting himself as Jesus after backlash. The post drew backlash from conservative Christians, and Trump said he meant to depict himself as a doctor with the Red Cross.
Right, sure.
Right. That's my response, right? Sure. Right, sure. Where he ticked off a bunch of Christians with that, and most evangelicals voted for him. Now he's ticked them off too.
Wow.
So,
he should write a book on how to irritate everybody in a short period of time, because he would probably sell that book.
You know, like I said before, I voted for him. I'm in favor of the war. I think it's a just war. See, there's a just war theory, and I was going to go over it tonight, but it's basically, do you have the authority to declare war? Have you tried every diplomatic means possible? And is it a threat to your nation? Okay? I believe that all three criteria have been met in this war in Iran. I believe it's a just war. Other people don't believe that. And that's okay. We can disagree. But I support Trump. I don't support everything he says, and I don't support everything he does. But I support in general what he's doing in Iran. Okay?
Okay.
But he has a mouth that needs to stop.
Yes.
Just stop.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, so Trump he's upset with China because China is reportedly sending manpads to Iran. You know that plane that was shot down and our pilots were in enemy territory and we had to rescue them?
Yeah.
Now last week?
Yeah.
That was brought down, that plane, that F-15E, was brought down by a manpad. Iran doesn't have enough manpads. China is shipping them magpads, which would really hurt the United States if we went back and started bombing it. So Trump warned China not to do it. China does whatever it wants. China doesn't listen to Trump.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
So this is a bad deal. If this is true, this is a bad deal. Right? The other thing this war is doing is it's diverting attention from Asia. And that's a problem because our biggest enemy is not Iran. Our biggest enemy is China. We need to be focused on the Pacific Rim. We need to be focused on Asia, not the Middle East.
Okay.
Okay? And we're diverting attention and manpower from and weapons from the Middle East, which China loves. And they have ramped up their intimidation since Trump has been bogged down in the Middle East. Right? Iran aims to restore the majority of its refining capacity within 2 months, oil ministry official says. So all the damage that we've done to their refining capacity, they say they can rectify in 2 months.
Wow.
We think we did this amazingly good job. They say that they can fix it in 2 months.
Wow. Which one do you believe?
You want the truth?
Yeah.
I believe Iran.
Me too.
Inflation rose by 3.3% in March, driving rising fuel costs. That's not good for midterm elections. It's not good for the pocketbook of the American people.
Wow.
Okay. Polls show that most Americans still say taxes are too high.
Yes.
7 in 10 registered voters say that their taxes are too high, while disapproval of Trump's handling of taxes rose to 64%.
Wow.
Trump and the Republicans are in trouble in the midterm elections unless something dramatic happens to change everything. Okay, Mike, here's some financial news. 10 financial statistics of the average American. The median household income is $84,000.
Wow. I'm surprised about that.
Yes, it goes up to $121,000 but the number gets pulled by the high earners at the top. So if you take out the high earners, if the medium income is $84,000, that's medium. The average income is $121,000.
That's crazy.
The medium is the middle.
Yeah.
It's the exact middle. That means there's a lot of poor people in this country.
There are a lot of poor people in this country.
Now, I'm okay, but I don't make $84,000.
I don't make $84,000 either.
I'm okay. There are a lot of people making a lot less than me.
Yeah.
Who can't make it. All right. The average household spends between $600 and $6,500 per month. That's $78,000 over an entire year.
Wow.
Housing cost is the largest average expense, with people paying $2,189 per month, making it a 33% of typical spending.
That's crazy.
That's rent and mortgage. Now, you own your house.
Yes, I do.
And my mortgage is under $1,000. But some people are paying $200,000. Some people are paying $2,100 a month.
But that that still comes down to the tax thing too, because the amount of money I pay in taxes for my house is absurd. It's crazy.
The typical bank account is $8,000.
Wow, that's more than I got.
Well, the problem is that that's just the typical. How about all those people that have nothing? They're living paycheck to paycheck.
That's exactly
and a lot
right.
Of people making over $84,000 a year or making over $120,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, that's their own fault. That's their own fault. Because they overbought house, they overbought cars, they overbought furniture, they overbought vacation. That's their own fault.
Yeah.
The average credit card debt is $6,500.
Wow.
The average FICO score is 715. Now, my FICO score is over 800.
Mine's 850. Well, mine fluctuates between like 850 and 823, 815, something like that. It fluctuates depending on the month.
Yeah, mine fluctuates between 795 and about 825.
Yeah.
But Mike, I had a bankruptcy 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So it jumped as soon as the 10 years were up. It jumped about 75 to 80 points.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just with the bankruptcy coming off my record.
Wow.
And I had, since the bankruptcy, I've never missed a payment. I'm not behind in everything. I pay off my credit cards every month. So the only thing keeping me from 800 was the bankruptcy.
Well, you know, that's not necessarily true.
I learned my lesson.
That's not necessarily true, by the way. I read something or saw something on how to get your score up high, and the idea is not to pay it off every month. The idea is to always have a balance. Now, the key is that you, let's say you spend $500 a month. Well, you want to pay that off, but make sure that there's at least $100 on there for the next month, and then you know, in other words, you got to flow it so that you're always owing something, so that when they check your report, it doesn't say, oh, he doesn't owe anything. Okay, we'll go, you know, because that hurts you if you don't owe anything. It helps you if you do owe something. Now, I'm saying owe something as in what you got to do is you got to put a payment on there, or you got to charge something right before the bill is due, so that it shows a balance for the next month, and pay off last month's balance. If you pay it off completely, they look at it and say, oh, he must not need that much money. He must not need that much credit. So you want to make sure you always have you always owe them something, and that's how that's how you keep your score good and high, is make sure that you pay every month, but you also got to have a balance on there so that when they go to check it, like and the computer checks, does he owe us anything else? Oh, he does. Okay, then that will help you keep your score high as long as you aren't past due.
So if I owe $1,800, I pay off $1,600 and keep $200.
Well, if you owe, let's keep it easy. Let's say you owe $1,000. What you want to do is you want to buy something for $200 right before you pay off the $1,000, so that there's always a balance there. It's got to be a new, you know, you want to make it, you don't want to have to pay any interest. The key is you don't pay the interest if you do it within 30 days. But what you got to do is you got to buy something before you pay it off, so that when it goes to check your score, when it goes to check to see what you owe something, and it just needs to see that you're paying it, but you're not paying it off. You want to have something left, but you don't want to keep something that will make you have to pay a charge, because that's counterproductive. So the key is to make sure that you have something that you owe that isn't due yet, preferred, is not due yet, but it shows you do have a balance yet. So like I said, right before your payment's due, charge something else. Something that, it doesn't have to be a lot, just charge something on that card to show that you are using that card and that it's not empty when they go to check it. And that will be that'll increase your score. I did a little investigating on that.
I'll start doing that.
It's funny because I think about when I was back in the old days, before I even had a job. I remember with Nancy, I had this brilliant idea of how we were going to buy a house with credit cards. I had all these cards, and we were going to, because back then you could borrow money for 30 days without any interest. Well, you could do it on cash advances back then. They changed that law since then because there were too many people that were probably doing what I wanted to do. But the key was you would have, say 50 cards with $1,000 each on them. You borrow the $1,000. At the end of the term, you paid the $1,000 off with the other 1,000 cards. It was an interesting idea. Well, then they figured that out and made sure you can't do that anymore.
Okay. The average American's net worth is $1.06 million.
Okay.
Now, the billionaires raised that up. Most people don't have 1.6.
This is true.
Right. The average Social Security check is $2,000. That's about where I am. So, but I've been in ministry my whole life.
This is true.
Okay, raising a child, U.S. inflation.
Oh, so that's how you knew it. That's how you knew that.
Yes.
Oh, that was good. That was funny that we had crossover there.
We had crossover. AI news. Foreign billionaires fund millions to organizations that oppose American AI infrastructure. Foreign business have funded groups opposing the U.S. data center development with over $39 million.
Huh.
Yeah, they don't like the fact that we're building data centers.
Yes, we do. Yes, we are. All kinds of data centers everywhere.
Well, Maine just voted that they want no data centers in Maine.
I don't want a data center here.
You're going to get one.
I know. 3. There's going to be 3 in this area.
All running off 3 Mile Island.
Nope.
Right?
No, I think only one's running off 3 Mile Island. I believe the other 2 are not, but I might be wrong about that.
Is there enough electricity in the Harrisburg Hershey area?
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will. Well, and Wisconsin passed a measure requiring voter approval for future large tax incremented districts over 10 million. So they don't want data centers either.
Wow.
Silicon Valley confronts AI job panic. More and more companies are directly citing AI in announcement of job cuts. The fear of American workers is real.
But you know what? The thing is, people were worried that people that were going to become like content creators were going to, take up all, that there were going to be all kinds of jobs that were going to be open because of that. And it's just, the jobs are just going to shift to something else. So it's not like there aren't going to be any other jobs out there. The thing is, everybody automatically thinks a negative thing like, oh, no, there won't be any jobs, and what are we going to do? Well, there are things that you're going to end up doing because there's always going to be jobs. Just got to be creative about it.
Well, it's scary, though. Here's the thing.
It is.
44% of Gen Z workers admit sabotaging company AI rollouts. The survey found that 44% of Gen Z workers admitted to sabotage.
Wow.
And 60% of executives say AI refusers could face cuts. Fear of job loss drives these actions, as 30% of saboteurs say FOBO, fear of becoming obsolete, is the primary motivation for hindering AI adoption. Sabotage tactics range from entering proprietary data into unapproved or public AI tools to intentionally produce low-quality work and tampering with performance reviews. Executives are responding aggressively. 77% of leadership say employees refusing AI proficiency will be denied promotions, while 69% of companies are planning AI-related layoffs.
Interesting. Huh.
So, they're scared. Workers are scared. And Gen Z doesn't want to, they have problems with working anyhow. So they're scared of finding other jobs.
Right.
Suspect arrested after Molotov cocktail attack on OpenAI CEO home. A 20-year-old man was arrested yesterday. This was last week. This was, the end of last week, for allegedly throwing an incendiary device at Sam Allman's San Francisco home early in the morning. It sparked a fire at the external gate, but no injuries were reported. The suspect then allegedly went to OpenAI's headquarters, where he made threats to burn the building. Charges against him are pending at this writing.
Jeez.
Florida Attorney General launches investigation into OpenAI's ChatGPT. The probe will examine whether ChatGPT helped plan the Florida State University attack and whether OpenAI's data could threaten national security. The probe follows revelations that accused campus shooter Phoenix Iker entered more than 200 prompts into ChatGPT before the 2025 Florida State University attack that killed 2 people. Court filings indicate Eicher sought assistance regarding firearms and mass shootings, prompting the Attorney General to claim that the company's activities have hurt kids, endangered Americans, and facilitated the recent FSU mass shooting.
Jeez.
That would be something if that's true.
Yeah.
But AI cannot make the shooter pull the trigger.
This is true.
It's a tool like anything else.
Right.
And he could have, in the old days, could have gotten that information from Google.
Yes.
Same information.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. There's a lot of people are worried about AI taking over and the stuff like that and causing these problems, and it isn't the cause of the problem. The problem is still, the human being that's in charge of doing this stuff.
Well, I go back and forth on it. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
Well, I mean, I think
I like it. I like to use it, and I wish I knew more. I wish I knew as much as you know. I wish I did because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But,
the thing is that the AI is like anything else. It can be used for good. It can be used for bad. That's the thing. What reason would you have to use it? Mostly good things, I would hope. But there's always that person that's going to screw it up for everyone else. And a lot of people, like for me, it organizes me. It helps me be on top of things that my book, for instance. It's not writing my book for me. However, it probably could write a book for me, but it doesn't know about what I've been through. So it's not going to write the book I'm writing. But it's going to help me organize my book. And that's what I use it for, is just to organize my book.
Well, just the other day, just 2 days, yesterday, I spent an hour and a half with ChatGPT going over something for my book. And I copied it, what it wrote, I copied the outline into my page, and I'm going to write now off of that outline. Because I don't want AI to write it. I want to write it myself.
What I usually did is, like, for instance, I'm writing my book and I am talking about people I've met in college. I will I'll type in everything that I want to do, and the book puts it in order for me. And because it knows what I want to do. I told it what I'm trying to do. And so then, because I don't think in the way that you're going to read it. I think in the way of, I don't want to forget to put this in the book. So then I'll type in this, and it'll put it in where it thinks it should be for that, to make sure that my story is told correctly. That's the power of the AI. Now, I could just let the book write everything about me, but it doesn't know about me. It doesn't know where I went to school. It doesn't know what problems I went through. So, yeah, you can use it for making things up, or you can use it for real things. And for me, I use it to organize my book so that when I'm done, and it'll tell me, like I don't think things in chronological order. I think of things, I don't want to forget to put this in, or wait, I forgot about this. So I'll type in this, and it'll say, where do you want to put this? It may automatically know, because if I'm writing about people I met in college, I'm probably going to be in that section there. But if I'm talking about things that happened recently, it's probably going to put it in one of the later chapters. So that's the power, is that you don't have to be... you don't have to have an editor to go in there and edit your book. The AI is going to do that for you. However, you may not always agree with it. You may say, hey, I think I ought to put this here, not there. And then it'll say, of course, that's a great idea, because it always is trying to be positive, But, you got to use it for good, not evil. And as long as you know what you're trying to accomplish and you keep working on it like that, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I use AI to check my grammar.
Yep.
It picks out better words
Yep.
than I've used. I have it, sometimes my paragraphs are awkward, so I ask AI to reorder it.
You know, when I
And
started
it's
doing,
usually it ends up being better than what I wrote.
you know, when I started writing, when I started doing like entering film festivals and stuff like that, or trying to get attention for projects that I'm working on, it'll say you have to write a description of what it's about, and it'll say it has to be this many words or no more than this many words, and I have that many words. The thing I find that's powerful about it is I'll say, I need to condense this to this many words, and it'll do it. You know, it's really cool because it can do that. It's still my information. It's still my stuff that I want to work on. The difference is I'm working on grammar and I'm working on pieces of knowledge and I'm trying to cut down words. There's nothing wrong with using a tool for that.
What college kids are doing, though, is having AI write their papers for them.
Yeah, see, and again, you can do that too. And somehow they do know a lot of times whether or not.
There are programs that can determine that AI wrote it.
Right. I mean, like I used AI to help me put together what my first season is going to be. I had the ideas, I just didn't know the order I was going to do them in and stuff like that. It put all of the episodes in the right order. I told it I needed 8 episodes, and I told it these are what I'm thinking each episode's going to be, and it put it in order for me. And I said, no, I don't like that because this person isn't going to show up until this level. And then we talked back and forth until we found the right thing. You know, I still was in control of it, and it came out really good. Sometimes you got to do that.
Now, as a Christian with Bible verses, some Christians have found that ChatGPT creates its own Bible verse.
Oh, okay.
I have not found that to be true because I pretty much know, except if it's an obscure Old Testament quote, I don't know. But New Testament, I kind of know if it's something out of line. I think I'd catch it. But other Christians have claimed that it has done that. It is a paraphrase and it's not accurate.
Okay.
If you want it precise. So that's a problem. Also, they claim that ChatGPT is liberally oriented.
It's what?
It's oriented to a liberal perspective.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
And it's oriented to a liberal perspective politically.
Okay.
I have not found that to be true because I tell it I'm a conservative evangelical. And it gives me conservative evangelical positions. I told it I was a Reformed theologian, and I told it I wanted an outline for Reformed theology. It gave me a precise outline. I told it I want quotes from 3 or 4 different people. Within seconds, it found about 50 quotes for me.
Huh.
And then I said, you didn't cite it. I need it cited. So they cited about 48 out of the 50.
Wow.
50 is a round number, but I'm just saying 50. It's probably 45 or 46 quotes. But it does it. Now, I did not do it on Gemini, which I could have just copied it right into my paper. But I did it on ChatGPT on my phone. So I got to sit down and retype everything in because I don't know how to get it in a Word document. I tried to get it into a Word document and send it to my Google email account so I could put it in, but I can't do that yet. Don't know how to do it. So I had a copy. I'm going to learn how to do it, Mike. I'm learning.
It's kind of cool, though, right? It's talk about having an assistant that actually agrees with what you're doing and tries to do everything perfect. See, that's the thing about it is that I
have not found the bad stuff. I have only found the good stuff.
And if you use it for good, it'll be good. But if you use it for things that it shouldn't be used for, it's going to do that too. I mean, that's the bad thing about it. But I found that it has a lot of positives, especially this time. I mean, we never had it for when we were in school anyway, so we never had the opportunity to cheat on that stuff. And the stuff that we are doing, we still, for the most part, because we're creative people, we still going to have control to a certain degree anyway.
Well, until it's sentient and decides to do what it wants to do, we're in control.
Right. And I figure by the time
it becomes the Antichrist and it'll kill all the humans.
By the time it takes over, we're going to be out of this place anyway. So that's up to the millennials to worry about.
China's state media uses AI videos to mock U.S. and promote its view. State broadcasters are using AI clips to mock U.S. policy and shape global opinion, with some videos drawing more than 1 million views in America.
Right.
China uses it better than us.
They also have a lot more people.
A lot more geeks.
Yeah.
Anthropic sought Christian leaders' advice on Claude's morality. They are going through they have morality seminars. The first seminar was 15 Christian scholars to talk about morality, because they're trying to put morality into Claude's programming. Huh. And so they're going to philosophers, they're going to Jews, they're going to Buddhists, they're going to atheists. They're trying to get consensus on morality.
Wow. Because
of the problems that people are scared of. That it'll just think on its own.
Right.
Hey, I got some music news. Live Nation antitrust trial nears end, as lawyers for 34 states label the concert giant a monopolist. Jurors will decide whether the company illegally used its control of concert promotion and amphitheaters to force venues into Ticketmaster.
Wow. Well, we were talking about that before. I mean, Ticketmaster and Live Nation, they have all the, I mean, it's crazy, but, they control the world when it comes to ticket-type things. And I just wonder, like, I would imagine that chances are WWE goes through Ticketmaster. I know they used to. I don't know that they do now, but they used to. And everybody, there's no competition. That's why they get away with charging those crazy prices. I mean, they're paying, I think it was $8,000 for a basic ticket to WrestleMania. $8,000. That's crazy money. If I ever said to my dad, hey, let's go see WrestleMania. Oh, sure. How much is it? $8,000. No, it's not going to happen. And even if I had a lot of money, I mean, I wouldn't pay that anyway. That's crazy. That's just greed.
The only thing wrong with capitalism is greed.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's what ruins capitalism. It's greed.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen comments on wealth inequality in the U.S. draws criticism over his personal fortune. Bruce Springsteen is worth $1.2 billion.
I was going to say he's not one that can really say that fairly because he's got a lot of money. And I don't really think that if you want somebody to talk about that, you don't give it to somebody that makes $1 trillion.
Yeah, and he's the one charging $8,000 for a floor seat and $1,000 for an upper deck seat.
Yeah.
He has no right talking about that.
The one time I went to see him, it was one of the worst shows I've ever seen, first off. Second off, he was 2 hours late. So I was really unhappy about that.
He's notorious for being late.
Yeah. And 2 hours is a long time to be late. So, I wouldn't go to see him again if they gave me a free ticket. So, actually,
I got space news for you.
Actually, I did get a free ticket to see him, and that's when I used it.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had 2 free tickets because Pam and I went. But that was a long time ago, many, many years ago. And I wanted to see him. I just didn't. It's not like he was one of my favorites, but I wanted to see him because, it was.
He's Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I mean, you want to feel that you've seen all the guys that influenced you. So, I didn't mind seeing him, except that I got that bad taste in my mouth. The guy was so late, and then it was like, well, geez, I can't, I don't know. I just really get frustrated over that kind of stuff. We can't get away with that on the independent circuit. And, of course, we don't get Bruce Springsteen money either. So it's one of those things. Anyway, go ahead.
Artemis II faces a wave of conspiracy theories.
Okay, Artemis II what?
Has faced a wave of conspiracy theories.
What? What's that mean?
NASA says the far side was naturally sunlit, and that many viral moon images online were AI generated, edited, and taken from Earth.
Is that true? You think?
This is the Flat Earth Society.
Huh. Okay.
So, as Artemis II mission captures global attention, social media platforms are flooded with fabricated AI videos and stolen photography, astrophotography, falsely presented as real footage from the Orion spacecraft. Sophisticated AI video models and the theft of authentic imagery from Texas-based astrophotographer Adam Jackson has fueled this trend, with bad actors mining social channels to misappropriate detailed lunar captures. Fabricated clips often contain impossible visuals, such as the moon rotating, because the moon does not rotate, and showing incorrect crew compositions. Yet SpaceX CEO Elon Musk inadvertently reshaped misleading posts featuring these things. So he even fooled Musk.
Wow.
Some of them.
I don't buy that. Do you buy that?
No.
Okay.
Musk is a brilliant man. I can't see him falling for much.
I like Uncle Elon.
So do I. I like his companies.
I like him since he pays for my electric.
I'm seeing more and more Teslas. What is the Tesla that says dual motor? It doesn't have any markings on it. It has Tesla markings, but I don't know what vehicle it is.
Well, dual motor is the all-wheel drive, and a single motor is a rear-wheel drive. So a tri-motor is 3 motors, 2 on the front and 1 on the back. That's kind of how it evolved.
Okay.
So, I mean, mine's a dual motor.
Okay. Artemis II successfully splashes down, completing a historic lunar mission. The Orion capsule completed a 10-day test flight and set a record for the furthest human beings to travel from Earth. On Friday, April 10th, Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialist Christina Crouch, and Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jeremy Hansen splashed down in the Pacific Ocean off San Diego. testing the Orion spacecraft and Space Launch System architecture, the mission set a human distance record of 252,756 miles from Earth, surpassing Apollo 13's milestone by over 4,000 miles. They endured temperatures of nearly 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit during reentry, and they were scared. They were scared that the heat shield wouldn't hold.
Okay.
So with that fear, when they went dark for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, there was a lot of apprehension.
Okay.
So they came through. They have deployed their 11 parachutes to slow down from 300 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour for splashdown. Senate Republicans call proposed NASA budget cuts a mistake. There is a proposed 23% cut would harm science and other missions, and he is pushing to restore NASA funding to about $24.4 billion. The only thing Trump wanted to fund was the human spaceflight. He was cutting all the science that NASA does because he wanted all this money to go to the military. He's cutting other budgets. But what happened last year was the Republicans and the Democrats came together to fund NASA fully. They're going to do it again this year.
Wow.
Against Trump.
Okay.
Ohio man becomes the first person convicted under federal law of criminalizing intimate deepfakes. Prosecutors said that James Sherlock used more than 24 AI platforms to create over 700 explicit images and videos targeting women and children.
Oh, geez.
Now, there's an example. You can't blame AI for that.
No, you can't. That is someone that used it for evil, not good. And you know, the thing is, those people are out there, and they're going to continue to be out there. They've been there before AI, and they're going to be there after AI, and you can't stop them. That's just the way they are.
So that's where they are. An Army veteran is charged with sharing classified details of elite commando units. Prosecutors say Williams exchanged more than 180 messages over 10 hours of calls with a reporter before the article and book were published. You can't do that. If there's a book being written about the military, you have to have it approved by the military.
Wow.
There's a whole department in the Department of Defense just to review books.
Huh.
And if you have a classification, I had a top secret classification. I was not allowed to talk about what I did when I was in the military.
Okay.
I can only talk now. Everything I know from that time is obsolete.
Right.
But I still can't talk about it.
Right.
Because I'm under that extreme the technical stuff.
It's NDA. It's under, non-disclosure.
Yes, I have just like that. I'm under an NDA. He broke it and he's being prosecuted.
Wow.
Here's one, Kanye West. Did you know he's a Christian now? Joel Osteen, which has a 17,000-person church, praises Kanye West as having a heart for God and a heart for doing the right thing.
He has a heart for whatever he's got to do to get whatever he wants.
Well, I have an opinion, and it's pretty close to yours. So,
I'd like to believe that he's being honest, but I don't. After all the crap he's done, I think it's just another scam that he's going through, and I don't believe anything he says. You can fool me once.
I wonder if he's changed his music.
I doubt it.
If he's a true Christian, he has to change his music.
Yeah, he's also going to change his way of treating people and stuff like that too.
But if he changes his music, he's going to lose his audience.
That's right. Yep.
So who's going to win? Bob Dylan had 3 Christian albums. Did you know that?
I did not.
He toured with Christianity for about 5 years. He claimed to be a Christian. He wrote 2 excellent Christian albums, 2 doctrinally correct Christian albums.
Okay.
He lost his audience. He went back to his music.
You got to do what you got to do, you know. In that case...
Well, evidently making money was more important than his Christian faith.
Well, I mean, you can't afford to live if you're... I mean... you can't afford to...
He's not going to make the money in a Christian audience as he would make to a secular audience.
That's what I wanted to say, but I couldn't figure a nice way to say it. It's not a money-making proposition when you're, you know, you can't be in it for, if you're into a Christian, all right, so if you're into his type of music, you can't just flip the switch and become that person. You know, the audience is expecting a certain amount from you, a certain type of style, a certain type of music. And if you don't give them that, unless it's something that's going to capture their imagination, you can't. There's some bands that have been able to do that and have been successful at reinventing themselves. But when you're talking about going into something like a faith of some sort, it's not really the same thing, because first off, they generally cannot keep the same style of music because of, you know, the reason that, I don't know how to explain it other than, it's okay. Like, for instance,
it doesn't sell to a secular audience.
Right. And even Ozzy, if Ozzy would have come out with a faith-oriented album, even if he kept the same, yeah, and even if he kept the same style of music,
it wouldn't sold.
Yeah, the aura of what he's doing, you know, would turn off the majority of his people that listen.
So Lauren Daigle is like oh, I can't think of her name right now. She's going to be married to the football star. Taylor Swift. She's the Taylor Swift of Christianity. Patty and I went. There was about 6,000 people in the soccer stadium. And
I mean, she's like clean cut.
She's like the top draw.
Yeah, but the difference is that when I think of someone most likely to get away with it, it would be her. She has a clean cut personality. You don't see her getting caught with drugs. You don't see her getting caught with a DWI. You know, she's a different type of person. You know,
she's not like Miley Cyrus.
Kanye, could you ever see him straight? I mean, as not doing any alcohol or drugs ever again? I mean, people aren't going to take that seriously.
Well, I don't take his conversion, quote unquote, seriously.
I don't either. I don't buy it. I'm not.
I don't trust him. He's going to have to prove it.
But you know what? Even if you did trust him, you're not into his style of music. And even if he were to truly actually do that, that wouldn't be something you would be prone to anyway. It might be. I can't even imagine. I mean, there's probably Christian hip hop out there.
There is. There's Christian hip hop. There's Christian rap. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably, you know, but it's not something he's affiliated with. Not something that
it's a small niche in Christian
right,
circles.
and that's not going to get you the money you're used to making. You're not going to buy that really expensive car or house off of that income. And no matter, I mean, if he was a honest person, And that would be what he wanted to do, and he actually did it legitimately, and he could live with what he's doing financially, I'd be all for it. I'd be like, yeah, let's do it, but let's not do it as a gimmick where you're doing it because you thought, this will look good for me. I'm going to do this because I will look like I actually do the right thing. People don't buy that all the time, especially in that market. If you were somebody that didn't do offensive music and didn't do that kind of stuff, yeah, maybe you could sell it on that. But if you have that big of a change in your style of music, that's not really, I don't see that as being a real type thing, a situation.
Yeah. I don't trust Conway, and I he'd have to clean up his music, and I don't think he will because exactly what you said, he's not going to make the money.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I've got two more items. I'll turn it back over to you, and I can do them real quick.
Okay. You don't have to take your time, man. Take your time.
Well, I got it. Buyers fret at the average cost of a new car as the cost of the new car hits $50K.
Okay.
Customers are stretching loans longer as fewer new models remain under $30,000 when insurance and repair costs climb. The average cost of a new car is nearing $50,000, a 30% increase in 6 years, with monthly payments hitting $775. Now, to you, that's nothing, but to most of us,
no. Wait a minute, no. I mean, I'm not. To me, that's about what I pay a month, actually.
Well, that's a lot of money to most of us.
It is. It's a lot of money to me too. I mean, you keep in mind, I'm running a school. I'm losing money every month. I put about 20-some thousand into my school this past year. I'm not
that's
like
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing that great. I'm financially, I'm doing okay. But if I didn't have the school bills, I'd be doing great. But that's one of the reasons I paid so much of that down, because I knew I had the stocks before I bought the Tesla. I had Tesla stock, and it had increased in its worth enough that I sold a lot of my stock to buy my car. So I didn't put any cash out of hand. It was all stocks, and that's how much I paid down. Now I have a chance to pay that off with the rest of the stocks that I have, but the price of the stock has dropped quite a bit, so I want to wait till it goes back up. So I'm paying, a couple $100 a month, $700 a month now, because it eventually will, go back up and I'll be okay. But, I'm not, I am very sensitive to that bill every month, because I wasn't sure I wanted to buy that car, and I'm glad I did. Overall, it was a good move for me. And had I known where the stock was going to go, I should have sold it all at the time, because it's dropped a lot. It's dropped. Last time I looked, I was down. Well, I mean, I'm still in a profit compared to what it's at. But I want to make, I don't want to give it away. So I'd rather pay the $700 a month for now until it goes back up, and then I'll dump it then.
Customers are hanging on to their cars longer, nearly 13 years on average now, to avoid big expenses.
I believe that.
Some are opting for leases, which can save about $140.
Yeah, but you get nothing for that lease. I can tell you that. That's one thing that I was stupid about, was I leased my cars. The first 3 cars are my first. Let's see, I leased the one in 2018, and I leased the one in 2023. So I leased cars twice, and for the amount of money I put out for those cars, I could have owned my car. So that was not a good move. I should have not.
And you couldn't lease now because of all the miles you're putting on it going to Jersey.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be, that's that would have been a bad move for me to do under that situation. I'm not really that. It's not that bad though, because I don't drive any other day really for the most part. Band practice, but the one's right around the corner, and the other one's a little bit of way. But for the most part, I'm not putting on as much miles as you might think. I'm still going to be under the lease, I think. But if I had taken the Vegas trip, I might have been over. So that might have been a problem.
Well, leasing was not for me because I take trips to PA and trips to Wisconsin.
Yeah, and to Canada.
I would have flown into Canada, so I would have flown. I would have, and this year we're going to Alabama. So
Alabama sounds fun. I've never been there. Oh yeah, I did. I was there once.
I'm going to the beach.
Oh,
in September.
Okay, that sounds fun.
About 10 of us. So. But I'm driving down. It's about a 10-hour trip. So.
Yeah, it's I did Alabama back in, when was that? That was in like 95. I think I did Alabama. I did it for work.
One more thing. Trump responds to top FEMA official claiming he once teleported to a Waffle House. Trump says he will look into FEMA's official reported teleportation claims that have led to his quiet sidelining and removal from public events. Greg Phillips, a senior official at FEMA, has been sidelined. That's the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has been sidelined from operations following reports that he claimed to have teleported 50 miles to a Waffle House in Georgia. Podcast appearances over recent years reveal Phillips' history of extraordinary claims, including stories of a deceased girlfriend preventing a car crash and speaking to Satan while walking across Spain.
Oh man, I'll have what he's having. Those people are ridiculous. Those things, I'm sorry, I don't buy any of that stuff. I don't buy the time travel and all that stuff.
It's against physics.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I find it amusing, but Trump was caught off guard, and Trump's usually never caught off guard, but he was caught off guard.
Yeah.
So I don't think Mr. Phillips has long for employment with the federal government. So.
Oh, man.
Next time he teleports to Waffle House, he should put in a job application because I think he'll need to.
That'd be the only way I'd go. I mean, I used to go to there whenever we'd do our wrestling. Like, we'd come back in the middle of the night and we got hungry and we decided we were going to stop and get something to eat. And that'd be the place to go.
It is. It's open 24 hours and it serves breakfast.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're around. Well, I guess they're around yet.
Yeah, I got one just down the street from me. We went once, and that was it.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting.
Look, I'm not going to knock it because people love it.
Oh no, it's good. It's basic stuff. I mean, how do you do it wrong? I mean, that's eggs and waffles.
Eggs and bacon and toast and waffles. I mean,
it's not like it's going to be a lot of really expensive cuisine. It's just basics, and it's cheap, and I like cheap.
I turn it back over to you, my friend.
All righty. First thing I want to say is I understand that Kamala, whatever, is talking about a run for the presidency again. Did you hear about that?
Yes. She wants to run again, and her numbers are worse than Gavin Newsom's.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I wouldn't want her to be in because of the same reason. I mean, it's nothing about being a Democrat. It's just the fact that she can be pushed around real easily. And I want somebody that can't be. So if there is someone there, I'd be interested in seeing who it is because, there's got to be someone out there that can do the job that's qualified. I don't know if you can be qualified for president because that's a lot of stuff, I don't think people realize what they're getting into when they talk about doing that. Okay. So.
Do you know who I like? I like two guys.
Who's that?
Now. Fetterman of Pennsylvania, and I like Marco Rubio, a Republican.
Wow. I don't think I like either of them.
Yeah. I like Fetterman because he's willing to stand up to the Democratic machine.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really, I don't even know what to think anymore because we failed on so many levels. I don't even know where it's going to go from here. All this money that we've spent on this Iranian thing, and it just,
we're spending billions. We got 3 aircraft carriers there and 2 marine amphibious warships with MEUs, with 2 MEUs. That's a lot of money. And all the aircraft that's there, and all the repairmen that's there, and all the fuel that's there, all the bombs that are there. It's an incredible cost.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of resources.
A lot of resources.
Anyway, all right. Trump struts around the UFC cage match as Vance flees the peace talks. So Trump actually went to the last UFC. That was interesting.
Do you know he's going to build a 4,600 seat arena at the White House to host a UFC event on July 4th?
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
He is building a 4,600 seat theater or arena open on July 4th for a UFC match, cage match.
Oh man, that's insane.
He loves UFC.
Yeah, I know. He actually goes to them because he likes to see people beat each other up. I don't know. Well, he went last Saturday. Says as high-stakes peace talks with Iran unraveled on the other side of the world. So Vice President J.D. Vance said negotiations broke down roughly after 21 hours, and Tehran refused to commit to abandoning nuclear weapons development. That kind of is weird. Trump already waved off the talks earlier in the days, saying, "I don't care. Whether we make a deal or not, it makes no difference to me." Hours later, he arrived at Miami's Kaseya Center for UFC 327 to a blaring soundtrack of Kid Rock, greeting podcaster Joe Rogan as he took his seat. So, I just really, I don't know. Anyway, I'm amused that he likes UFC. So
he likes Coke, he likes McDonald's, and he likes UFC.
That's right. All the good American things.
Oh, and he likes women.
And women, who doesn't? So, yeah, that's weird. I guess we talked about the Strait of Hormuz.
Hey, wait a minute, Mike. Did I tell you, if I ever told you the story of Trump and the USA, Miss America? When I was at Ground Zero, right, Trump brought all the women down from Miss America, and they were walking along the pit, and I ate dinner with Miss Kansas.
Wow.
Yes.
That's interesting.
I didn't know she was Miss Kansas until the end, but I sat down and ate at the table with her in a restaurant before they shut the restaurant down. But, I met one or two, saw all of the Miss America contestants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Trump was there. And I saw him. I didn't meet him, but I saw him.
Wow.
That's my claim to fame. I got about 3 of them, and that's my claim to fame.
Well, there you go. That's something I can honestly say.
You're a music star, wrestling star. You know, all I am is sat down with a Miss America contestant and had dinner with her.
Well, that's not really true. You're a lot more than that because, you've made differences in other people's lives. I haven't done that.
Well, I don't use that as a claim to fame, though. That's just what I do.
There you go.
My claim to fame is meeting people. I've met a few important people in my days. So, Bill Clinton, met him.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Served him a drink.
So, how many executive orders has each president signed? Have you ever thought?
I bet you Trump tops that.
I'm curious. Let's see. How many executive orders? Okay, President Trump has signed 252 executive orders so far in his second term, and 225 in 2025, and 27 as of March 26th, 2026. He's signed more executive orders than in his first term. So let's talk about executive orders by presidents. Do you think anybody signed any more than him?
No.
There are people that have signed more than him.
Barack Obama, but that's over 8 years.
No. Barack Obama was one of them. There are a couple that signed more than him.
Yeah, but is that the full 4 years or full 8 years, or is that in the same time?
Just saying number of executive orders during their term.
Well, Trump's only been in a year and a half.
Well, yeah, but he was in he was in 4 years ago, or 4 years before. Oh, I wonder if he's in here twice. Hold on. Didn't think of that. No, I think it's just total from 19...
No, he's in twice. I can see it. He's in twice.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there he is.
He's first and third.
Yeah. There we go. So his average executive orders per year was 56 the first time. And so here we go. Joe Biden did 160. He did 40 per year. Donald Trump did 220 the first time at 66 a year. Is that what it is? Or is that 55? Trying to figure out. 55. Brock did 277 at 35 a year. Bush did 291 GW, which is 39. Clinton did 364. Wow, he's ahead. Wow. Of course, he did 8 years, right?
He did 8 years.
Yeah, 40 a year. Oh, so he's even with Joe Biden for the 40 a year, but he did 8 years. HW did 42 a year, 166. Ronald Reagan did 381, 48 a year. Ooh, he better step up his game here. He's not beating Ronald Reagan. Wait, was Reagan in for 8 years?
Yes.
He was 8 years. Okay.
Almost didn't make it, though. He almost died.
Yeah, that's right. That's why he's down. That's why he only did 381. He was down for a while. Then we got Jimmy Carter. He did 320 or 80 a year. 80 a year.
Wow.
Gerald Ford did 169. He did 48 a year. And Richard Nixon did 346 or 63 a year. Woo. The hardest working man is now Jimmy Carter. That's something I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah, I thought Trump would have topped the list.
Yeah, me too. It says here, two-term Ronald Reagan signed the most executive orders, signing 381 from 81 to 89. Single-term president, Joe Biden, 160 for 2021 to 2025, which is fewer than other recent presidents. Wow. How many executive orders?
I guess the auto signature machine broke down.
Yeah, really. Executive orders. How many executive orders has each signed his first day?
Oh, I think Trump wins this one.
Trump did win that. Says here, reports that President Trump signed 26 orders on January 20th, 2025. In 2017, his first day, he signed 1.
He was ready for opening day.
Yeah, he was. I mean, one of the things that I was impressed by was that he's been doing a lot of work this time. So, but this time he's not fighting.
The first time he was in, he didn't understand what was going on. He was ready for the second term.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody stepped in his way and tried to make sure he didn't have, he was. How many times did he go to court to try to impeach him or something? People didn't care. They didn't care that he was the president and didn't even give him a chance. So, but yeah, the first day, Donald Trump is way ahead of everybody else. Joe Biden 9. Trump the first time 1. Barack did 2. Everybody else did 0. Except Clinton did 1. So I just found that interesting. You have who's ready for it and who isn't. A lot of people don't realize that the president works all important days and unimportant days. So that was a good thing.
You cannot work Trump.
No, I'm really impressed with his work ethic. I don't necessarily agree with what he does, but I'm impressed with it. All right, let's see here. What else do I want to talk about from this stuff? Okay, you talked about the surging gas prices, so we'll get rid of that. You didn't talk about this, though. Automatic U.S. military draft registration plan by December. Apparently, they're not going to be the way it was when we were kids, where you were supposed to sign up for it. You're automatically going to be signed up for it.
And there may be a draft at some point. If China attacks us, we're going to have to have a draft.
Yeah. That's I found that really interesting that, we were looking at doing that instead of voluntary. So.
Well, they're having trouble finding a enrollment qualified people between 18 and 25. We're fat and out of shape now. And they're having trouble finding fit people to join the military.
Well,
and the younger generations don't want to go into the military.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a problem. The draft may have to happen.
Yes, especially
I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying it probably will have to happen.
Right. Well,
I don't want my kids to be drafted.
Right.
I don't want them drafted.
Yeah. Eligible.
And I went involuntarily because I wanted to be a patriot, but I don't want to draft because people go in against their will.
Right.
I went involuntarily. I knew what I was getting into. Well, I thought I knew what I was getting into. And, it was voluntary. I could, if I didn't like it, it was my own fault because I signed that enrollment paper and raised my right hand of my own volition. A draft, you have no choice.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. All right, legendary country music star breaks neck after a Nashville fall. Did you hear about this?
No.
Hold on, I'm waiting for the article to come up. Oh, no. The article's gone. Hold on, I forget who it was. Now I don't remember. I didn't expect this to go away. Hold on. Darn it. Here we go. Ray Stevens. Do you remember Ray Stevens? He's 87.
He fell and broke his neck.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I remember him when I was a kid. He was funny. He did some good, he was one that did The Streak and what was some of the other stuff? He did some pretty cool stuff. I'm not a country guy, but I do like the stuff he did. There it is. There we go. Fox News, 87. There we go. He looks good for 87.
He does. Look at that.
It says legendary country singer Ray Stevens is on the mend after suffering a broken neck in a serious fall last month. According to the press release obtained by Fox News, 87-year-old two-time Grammy Award winner was taken to the hospital following his fall on Sunday, March 29th. You know, he shouldn't do those high-risk maneuvers in the ring. You know, there was a Ray Stevens in wrestling, too.
Was there?
Yeah, so I'm sure it's not him because that guy's dead. Stevens will have to wear a neck brace for approximately 4 weeks. And it says here, despite the injury, he remains fully mobile and in good spirits. Meanwhile, Stevens' upcoming album, Favorites Old and New, is set for release Friday through Curb Records. It includes 13 tracks and a mix of beloved standards, along with a range of new stuff from talented songwriters. So it's kind of cool. The Look of Love, It Had to Be You, Come Rain or Shine, with new songs including I Guess You've Never Been in Love with the Moon, Moving Out is Easier Than Moving On, and Time Machine. So, yeah, he has all these. He looks good, though, for 87. Jeez. He's got more hair than I do. Darn it. Let's see. All right, so there we got the one. Then we got, you know, Kristi Noem, right?
Yep.
Her husband, Brian, offered to pay for breast augmentation for an OnlyFans model. How would you like to be her and find that out?
Well, he's also a cross-dresser.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
I didn't know that. OnlyFans model Nicole Ricagno claimed she was in contact with Kristi Noem's husband, who allegedly offered to finance a breast augmentation for her. I effing want to pay for it, Brian, 56, allegedly wrote, according to a text message obtained by the Daily Mail, offering to pay to enlarge her 38N breasts because you're the one that I love. I would love to marry you. How would you like to be her and hear that?
Oh my goodness.
That's just wrong.
You know, that's worse. That's worse than I thought.
Yeah,
you
I mean, it's one thing if you weren't married, but you know, if you're married and you have a wife, and you know, there's certain things that you just don't do. That's just wrong. So that's sad.
What I read was, do you remember Al Bundy on Married?
Yeah.
Children? Well, he used to get a magazine called Biggins.
Yeah.
That's what this guy likes. He likes Biggins.
Yeah, if they're ends are freaking. Who would want ends?
I don't know.
You can't really have fun with ends. Jeez.
Well, evidently, that's what he likes.
Yeah, well, that's because if he's a cross-dresser, for some reason, guys seem to think that that's the way to do it, make it big. But if you're a woman, you know that you don't want ends. Ends are going to be harder to deal with. Jeez.
Ends are going to weigh you down as you grow older.
But if you're in a plane accident and it lands in the water, you're going to be floating.
You can float. That's right.
You look for the woman with the biggest breasts, and that's who you're going to hang on to. You know, think about it. If it was the Titanic, she wouldn't have needed the door. She would have had the flotation devices. Okay, hostile work environment claim. Howard Stern's former executive assistant is threatening to publicize her experiences working for the SiriusXM host and his wife. The assistant, Leslie Kuhn, filed a lawsuit looking to void her non-disclosure agreement. She accuses Stern of fostering a hostile work environment, which was allegedly created by an irresponsible and untenable animal rescue organization run by Stern's wife. Kuhn was hired by SiriusXM in 2022 as an office manager for the Howard Stern Show. Earlier this year, she was terminated for cause shortly after she was given a raise to $265,000. In the lawsuit, Kuhn claims she was wrongly accused of misconduct detrimental to her reputation. She says her firing was actually a result of immense pressure caused by the animal foster group operated by Stern's wife. So, yeah, that's kind of a, we'll see what happens. I mean, Stern, I'm surprised Stern hasn't retired, but I mean, what would he do? He doesn't like to go out. So it's like if he stops doing the radio show, what else is he going to do? He doesn't really, he's kind of like me. He doesn't really like to go out a lot. So, okay.
Well, he did retire. He did retire, and then SiriusXM offered him a deal he couldn't refuse.
Yeah, I mean, a guy works 3 days a week, and he makes more money than a bunch of us put together.
Yes.
So, yeah. Roughly half of Americans with siblings say they're close to at least one. You close to your sister?
Not really. We're friendly. We care about each other. We love each other. But friends, no.
I'm close to my sister. Actually, I like it. I mean, she's the only one I got left now in the family, so I'm glad that I get along with her. So,
well, soon, Kelly will be the only one left on my dad's side, and my mom's side is slowly thinning out. So,
wow.
Maybe Kelly and I will become closer if we're the only two left.
Yeah, it may. I mean, I never really had interaction with my sister until late 2000, I would say, I think I started seeing my mother again around 2016, 2017. And then when my mother was getting sicker and sicker, my sister and I started getting closer together. And now I think we're pretty good. So, let's see, that's that. Okay, so that's then America's baby bust. The U.S. fertility rate hit another record low with charts. Let's see, what charts do we got here? In 2025, falling from 53.8 to 53.1 births per 1,000 women, 1544. That's, yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Look at that chart. That's dropping major. Wow, look at the back in, let's see what year that was. Oh, these are the 60s. So back in the 60s, actually right about there, right before the 60s, they were at an all-time high. So, yeah, it's really, really low. And that's in our lifetime, man.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, there's too many people anyway. We need to get rid of them. So, yeah, I don't believe that that's a problem at all. There's too many people in this world. It says here, provisional data shows that 3,606,400 Our 400 total births last year down 1% from 2024. Teen fertility dropped 7% to 11.7 births per 1,000 females ages 15 to 19, while births in that group fell 8% to 125,933. Rates for younger teens, 15 to 17 and older teens, 18 and 19, also reached lows, while the rate for women ages 30 to 34 rose 3% since 2007, and the overall birth rate has fallen 23% since 2007. That's crazy. That's a big drop. It says it's following the global trend of declining fertility, while most nations now falling short of the roughly 2.1 children per woman needed for stable population. Final CDC data is due later in 2026. So there we go.
The problem is the number of workers paying into the system for all of us who are retired or close to retirement.
Yeah.
And when they retire, we're going to have a massive amount of people on Social Security, and we don't have the workers to support it.
Yeah. Yep.
So that means that the government's going to have to fund from the general fund. They don't have that kind of money in the general fund.
But chances are, haven't they invested that money?
It's been robbed.
It's been what?
Robbed. They take money out of Social Security to pay for social programs.
Oh.
If they did the trust fund the way it was supposed to be done, we wouldn't have run out of money. But they've been robbing the trust fund for 20, 30 years.
Well, that's a shame. So,
I mean, they don't touch the principal, but they touch the interest. The interest is supposed to grow the principal,
yeah,
and produce more interest to pay for workers who retire.
Huh.
But they rob it. They rob it every year.
Wow.
And so the principal doesn't grow.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be out of money. When they mean out of money, they mean out of money.
Yeah.
It's going to be out of money in 5 to 10 years.
Wow. Well, okay. You were talking about Artemis. It said that the 4 astronauts splashed down with about 50 miles off the coast of San Diego after 8 p.m., concluding a roughly 10-day trip around the moon. The Orion capsule re-entered the Earth's atmosphere with approximately 25,000 miles per hour. Wow, that's fast. That's faster than my car. Enduring temperatures up to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly half the heat of the sun's surface. The successful landing was a relief for some experts who questioned whether the spacecraft's heat shield would stand up against such extreme heat. The identical shield was used during the uncrewed Artemis I mission in 2022, and it said that so it would stand up against an identical shield was used during the uncrewed Artemis I mission in 2022, and it suffered unexpected damage upon re-entry. NASA engineers subsequently revised Artemis II's re-entry path to minimize the astronauts' exposure to the heat. Future spacecraft will have different heat shields. The next one will be in 2027 to test the lunar landers in Earth's orbit ahead of Artemis 4 in 2028, which is expected to land humans on the moon. So,
it's the key word there is expected. Musk has not fulfilled his end of the bargain.
Oh,
Musk is creating the lunar lander.
Okay.
It is a starship specifically made to land on the moon.
Oh, okay.
He can't get starships to operate correctly.
Ah.
He is 3 years behind,
Wow.
4 years behind where he wanted to be by now. So,
well, I mean, he's still got a couple.
NASA put all its eggs in the Musk basket. Put all their eggs in the Musk basket. So there is no other viable option.
Okay.
At the moment.
Well,
it's either Musk pulls it off or he doesn't. And we're in a race because China is going to put a man, woman on the moon in 2030. We're trying to get one there by 2029.
Huh.
Or 2028. We want to beat them. We're in a race with China now where during the Apollo missions, we were in a chase with Russia.
Okay.
Now we're in a race with China.
Wow. Okay.
So we're trying to do, and we're going to land with Artemis IV in 2028. That is the plan.
Okay.
But Trump's got to produce a moon lander by then. So they haven't even tried the refueling in space yet. They haven't gotten an Starship to orbit the Earth yet.
Huh.
They are behind.
Well, I guess they've got a few things.
I trust Musk to pull it off. I think he will. I'm betting on it. You know what I mean. I'm not putting money on it, but I'm hoping that he does it. I think he will. But it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. He's not been on time for a lot of his promises for cars a lot of the time. Actually, I've read that he actually is going to put out a new car that now he's been talking about this for years, but he's got in the works a sub $30,000 car that'll be an SUV. Now, it's not going to have a lot of range. It's really meant for around town, but if he ends up doing that, that'd be cool because that's what the 2 was supposed to do, except the 2 was a smaller car. So I'd like to see if he can do something like that. But we'll see. He's still working on it. So, women's immune systems change with age more than men's. Women experience an increased inflammatory immune cells as they age, offering a potential explanation as to why nearly 80% of the autoimmune diseases occur in women. The finding, published yesterday, becomes from the first study of its kind to use equal examples from men and women who have historically been underrepresented in such research. Scientists say that the results could inform more personalized care as the global population skews increasingly older. So at this point, we now have some proof that the women's immune system change more than men's do as they age. Eviction standoff turns into war zones as gunman kills deputy in ambush, gets run over by an armored car. Deputy Randy Hoppert was killed in a Porterville, California standoff after a suspect opened fire as deputies served an eviction notice. Man, people are crazy.
Why? People are not wrapped right.
No, it scares me when I wouldn't want to be in law enforcement because those people, I mean, granted there are people in law enforcement that aren't so cool, but man, I just wouldn't put myself in the line of fire like that. Gunfire rang out in a cul-de-sac in Central California after an hours-long standoff to a police officer being shot and killed and the suspect being run down by the authorities. A neighbor's video obtained by Fox News captured the heart-stopping standoff in California unfolding at 10:40 a.m. Thursday. Get down, get down. Officers are heard in the yelling video as sirens rang out. The conference said that after the shooting, Tulare County Sheriff Mike Boudreau said that the suspect, identified as David Eric Morales, was killed when his law enforcement Bearcat armored vehicle ran over him after he continued firing and refused to surrender. I'm telling you, if I see one of those coming at me, I'm going to surrender. I'm not going to go down. I'm not going to go down with that. Nope, not me. I am a coward.
Most rational human beings would surrender right away.
I guess we could actually watch this thing. I don't know if I want to. Okay, here we go. We got... I want to see what this vehicle looks like that they got him with. Wow. I would not want to... Oh, there's the vehicle he got hit with. Just saying, it looks like a military vehicle. Wow. Well, fortunately, we don't see anybody die, but...
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, there's the vehicle. There it is. Yeah, I'm not going to go after it. I'm not going to... Oh, wow. Look at the parts and all that stuff on that. Jeez. Oh, wow, he's backing up into the guy's house. Let's see here. Why are we on our side? That's what I want to know. Oh, here we go. I don't know. Why were we at Target?
Free advertisement.
Yeah, really. Get your best supplies for evading police at Target. That's crazy. Man, I don't
think they sell guns at Target, but you should go to Walmart.
Yeah, that's right. Guns. That's right. Get your ammunition too. While you're there. Yeah, that
picking up groceries, get your weapon.
That's right. Jeez. Oh man. People are just crazy. Then WNBA approves expansion to Philadelphia, Detroit, and Cleveland. The Cleveland's franchise is set to begin 2028, followed by Detroit in 2029 and Philadelphia in 2030. So one thing I found interesting about this is that the pay rate of the WNBA is drastically different from the NBA.
Drastically different.
Drastically, like 300,000 versus what? What's the other ones? What are the guys making?
I think entrance fee is probably 1.8.
Yeah, 1.7. I mean, there's a big difference there.
Lowest player on the team.
It's so weird. It's almost embarrassing. 3 new franchises, it said here. And like I said, when you think about it, I think it was, you could buy a franchise at like, I don't know, $330,000 for a franchise. Try to do that with a men's team. It's just so crazy how different it is.
Well, I bet you the Lakers and the Knicks are worth $4 billion.
Yeah, it's insane. These guys, man, I never realized that there's that much money out in the world. Do you realize with one of those teams you could actually pay off a debt of a lot of countries? It's crazy.
These billionaires don't have anything else better to do with their money, so they buy sports teams.
That's insane. Okay, then we got Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is revealed for the 2026. We talked about it a couple months ago before they actually said who the inductees were. So here we go with the class of 2026. Phil Collins, Oasis, Billy Idol, Wu-Tu Clan, Luther Vandross, Sade, Joy Division, New Order, Iron Maiden. Those are all the inductees. And 6 of the 8 acts are British. Ryan Seacrest and Lionel Richie revealed the inductees on the latest episode of the American Idol. So that's kind of cool. And yeah. So if you had any idea or wanted to know who was going into the class of 2026, there you go.
A lot going in. That's a big class.
Now here's another war that we're going to hopefully not get involved in. 200 chimpanzees are waging a civil war in Uganda. Scientists published evidence this week of a possible civil war within the world's largest known group of wild chimpanzees that has killed at least 7 adults and 17 infants. A disease outbreak and a change of social hierarchies triggered by the deaths of key elders likely led the population to split into 3 distinct groups: the Western, the Eastern, and Central chimps. Genetic evidence suggests such intergroup conflicts historically occurred every 500 years, but only human activity could disrupt social coercion and make them more frequent. So, did you know there was a civil war between the chimpanzees?
Yes, I skimmed that article. I did not do an in-depth read of it.
I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know the chimpanzees were that developed that they would have a crew of chimpanzees ready to go to war. I bet you they didn't have to sign up for the draft. All right. Bakery owner goes viral after enlisting his young children to voice over his social media videos. There we go. Daddy's a poopy pants. Oh, man. This gives us another way we can be together, work together, and be close together. I can't say his name. Netshirvan Zabari. I guess maybe I can say his name. His baked goods may be warming the hearts in person, but his kids' narration work is warming hearts online. So, Alida's Bakery in Everett, Washington has 3 newly hired social media managers, his own kids, who are doing a stellar job as far as the internet is concerned. So, yeah, Daddy's a poopy pants. So,
yeah,
I don't know how well that's going to work. I love my daddy's baklava. 3-year-old Malik. Oh, man. Yeah, Daddy's a poopy pants, and I love him. He says, Zabari's other little ones, a 6-year-old Aya and 9-year-old Mira, are also silly, but slightly more analytical when describing their dad's food. It's not pizza, it's manikish. And, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I mean, if I had kids, it'd be cool to be able to share it with them. But why do you call me a poopy pants? Yeah. He turns all the doughs. He turns all the doughs into croissants. Notes one of the kids. Sometimes it's hard to tell in another video. They go a minute-long tangent on how to pronounce croissants in the French way before going back to the task at hand. I love Daddy's croissants. Malik says they're crunchy and buttery. So there you go. Then a Virginia church donates over $1 million to pay rent for families facing eviction from public housing units. That's kind of cool. I like to see a church that actually, does something for the community like that. That's a lot of money. To wipe out rent.
A lot of churches do stuff. That's a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
Most churches don't spend that kind of money.
Right. $1 million for 300 plus families to keep them from being evicted. The mayor of Alexandria, Virginia, discovered the agency overseeing the city's public housing owed $1 million in back rent. Nearly 450 tenants are faced with eviction. I was curious how much did people owe, and I learned it was everything from 50 to some owing close to $30K. My concern is what happens next. The Alexandria Redevelopment and Housing Authority operates more than 1,000 public housing units in the city, and if families in those units were evicted, the city would be overwhelmed with need. According to the agency, it lost more than $1 million in unpaid rent from 445 of 1,000 public housing units, citing job market challenges, rising in the cost of living, and lingering economic impacts of COVID-19. So, it's cool that a church. What's that?
Here's the thing. You can when you decide to tithe, that's giving the first fruits of your income. You're supposed to, when you do your budget, you're supposed to put your tithe first, savings second, rent third, food fourth. That's how you're supposed to do it. Anyhow, you can designate where you want your tithe to go, the general fund, or to specific ministries within the church.
Wow.
I tithe to 2 churches. I go to 2 churches. One, I tithe to the general fund, and the other one, I tithe to the pastor's discretionary fund, which he can give gas money, pay for a hotel room, for transients, give food vouchers to families in need. They can go to the local shelter, food bank, and get food, all kinds of things like that. And it all depends where your heart is. My heart is with the homeless,
yes,
and families in need of food. That's where my heart is. And so that's where I give, at this one church. And but you can pick and choose. And evidently this church, the people in there really have a heart for ministry.
Okay.
It's got to be a good church.
It's a big church too. It's a historically black church. They've been a presence in the community since 1803, building a robust congregation and raising funds throughout the year. According to the Christian Post, congregants raised the sum to cover the donation as part of their annual Seek Action, a time of fasting and prayer held earlier in 2026. So it's very cool, that it's a church that's still around after 1803, and that it's willing to help everybody the way they should be helping people. So, that's wild. I mean, to think that how many people, 450 families, was it? That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of evictions.
That is a lot of evictions.
And
a lot of people don't believe. A lot of people don't believe they're in evictions.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to another thing, though, is that once they pay this $1 million and they stop the eviction, is that going to fix the problem, or is that just going to bandage the problem?
It's going to band-aid.
Yeah,
Michael, it's going to band-aid the problem.
Right, so
because
we're not
those
really
people
fixing
either
anything.
Don't have jobs or they don't care.
Yeah, and even if they have, even if they want to work, if they still don't have a job at a given time, they're going to have to be bailed out again. Not that they shouldn't help them. I'm just saying there should be a better way to do it than just give them the money. Maybe use the money to get them ready for a job somewhere else, so that they can afford to live. I don't know. I just know what it's like to be in a situation where you don't have a place to go. That's not good. And it's not good for anybody. And
you're already in public housing. You're in public housing because you can't afford to rent.
Right.
To regularly rent or buy a home. So where do you go after you're thrown out of public housing?
Right. That's what I'm saying. We're
band-aiding it. You either go to crack houses, or you go homeless.
Yeah, and nobody wants that. I mean, that's a sad part, is that it's not going to fix the problem, but it's a temporary Band-Aid. So
because it's only they square away, but they owe the next month, and
right.
They start the cycle over.
That's what I'm saying. It's what happens next, in 2 months or 3 months. Where are they going to come up with the money? So that that's the sad part, is that it's not fixing the problem. So
see, and the other thing is March, April is when all the eviction notices go out, because in most cities you can't evict in winter. From November or October on, you can't evict. So all the tenants know that, so they don't pay over the winter. So they come up to an eviction notice, and then all of a sudden they come up, they now are being bailed out. And so they've spent that money that they would have paid in rent, they spend it on food, or they spend it on jewelry or watches or clothes or vacations. You'd be surprised what poor people do when they get extra money. They get a nice tax refund, or they get those stimulus checks. They go on vacation.
Right. Yep.
And then they come back and they have nothing. Again.
See, that's what my family would do. That's what my dad and mom would do. They don't put it aside. So, yeah, I totally get that. All right, I got 3 quick ones here. Applebee's manager shelters customers from a tornado in the prep kitchen. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. There we go. That's
50 people you put in a prep kitchen?
No, wow. It doesn't. They didn't say how many people. They let's see here. Yeah, they didn't say how many people, but still, it's kind of cool. Then we got blind man builds an organization that makes it possible for others with low vision to build Legos independently. So this blind man,
they're creating blind Braille Legos.
It might be. I don't know. I didn't see here.
Yeah, I think they put markings on them now.
Oh, good.
So they can,
yeah.
What it is.
Okay.
They know now what kind of Lego it is, the color, and what kind it is.
That's kind of cool. Let's see here. It says a friend and the babysitter came over to his house, had him a binder with filled with accessible instructions for building a Middle Eastern palace. The instructions, written in Braille, allowed him to complete the set without having to rely on the brightly colored pictures that typically come with Lego sets. Yeah, that doesn't quite work for someone that can't see.
Correct.
And lastly, he was a retiring pizza delivery driver, receives $145,000 in donations from strangers after a video of him going above and beyond viral. So this actually retired. Who knows if he will? Some people just like the job. You know, the kindness recently went viral on the social media, and this video, it's been on TikTok over 3 million times. It's been viewed. Just crazy. That's and people started a GoFundMe for Simpson, who mentioned in the video he's retiring in April. As of April 9th, the fundraiser was $90,000. So that's got to be a nice to have people who know you go above and beyond Call of Duty. So I think that shows that humanity isn't all bad. So, all right. You got anything else you want to say?
Good night, everybody.
Well, that's a good thing. All right. We will let you guys go, and I will talk to you. We will talk to you probably next week. Oh, shoot. Now I'm not going to be. Oh, you big. Oh, wait. There we go. I was going to say it's not going to play our exit music. Well, let's see. Maybe it will. Well, see you next week.